Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know that the words, "we are sorry," are incredibly hollow, and they provide little comfort to the feelings that the families have here today. But we are sorry that so much of your government has let you down and put you in a position where you are facing a tragedy in your families for which you've been given no explanation and, frankly, very little hope that you'll get one. And it's our job to try to fix that. And we thank you for giving us the chance to do so. It's my understanding that on June 3rd of this year, the operators of the Crandall Canyon mine submitted a plan to engage in something called retreat mining at the mine. Now, I know almost nothing about this. From what I read, that's a pretty risky practice, pretty dangerous practice. And on June 15th, 12 days later, this plan was approved by the mining regulators, by MSHA. Do you all think that 12 days is long enough to take a careful look at something that risky? Anybody care to answer that?
Sir,
Mr. Albert?
Andrews?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Especially in a situation where in this particular mine there wasn't enough barriers left and there wasn't enough support, and because the rest of the mine had all been long-walled out or pillared out, retreat mining. Longwall is retreat mining, and pillar, what they call a pillar section, it's also retreat mining. And I'm a strong, well, I looked at them maps. I've been a miner for 27 years, and I just shook my head because I could just tell right off that there was absolutely nothing there to hold that mountain up, but yet they was pulling pillars.
Mr. Albert, how long do you think it would take a careful, qualified person to make a competent judgment as to whether that plan was the right thing to do or not?
I would say at least 30 days, at least.
Was there any public notice that you're aware of that this plan was about to go forward so you could come in and testify about it or give your opinion?
Absolutely not.
It's my understanding also that this plan had 4 phases. First 2, I believe, had to do with the north side of the mountain. Second 2 had to do with the south side of the mountain. If I'm not mistaken, during the implementation of the retreat mining plan on the north side of the mountain, there were several bumps that occurred which caused the process to stop. Is that correct?
That's correct. In March of 2007, on the north where you're talking about,
yep.
It's my understanding that there was the retreat mining, and they actually it bounced so hard it ran them out.
Based on your experience, do you think that the experience on the north side of the mountain is something that the regulatory agencies should have taken into account before approving the plan with respect to the south side of the mountain?
Absolutely.
Did they take it into account as far as you know?
As far as I know, no.
Did anybody ever ask the people who work there for their input or their observations about the facts underneath that mountain?
I've never worked at that mine, Mr. Andrews. I have no idea.
Does anybody know from the families that are here? Were any of the people actually who went into that mine every day ever asked about what they thought the consequences would be of retreat mining on the south side of the mountain? Not at all. Yeah, I would suggest that our work needs to begin in 2 places. The first is to get you straight, accurate answers as to what is and was going on from the officials who are responsible for that. And the second is to get busy writing and enforcing laws so this doesn't happen to anybody else. So the next time there's a plan that's this risky and this difficult, that there is a competent review process over a reasonable period of time, and that people who know the most about it, who are the ones actually inside the mountain every day in the mine, are asked about it so they can speak freely without fear of any retribution as to what they say. I again thank you for giving us the chance to do something in response to that, and I could frankly hope that our actions will be a fitting memorial to those that you have loved and lost. I also want to say to the rescue families, the conduct of your loved ones is entirely characteristic of rescue workers around this country. We thank you for what they did. I would yield back.